Okay, hello friends. I'm playing around here with PRISM, and I don't know, I'm supposed to be going live, so I'm gonna hang out here and talk a while and see if anybody's really out there to talk to. And uh, I've been using OBS to learn how to work with, and basically I'm making videos just for the fun of it. So one of the things that that I wanted to try was this other program that I saw that was called a PRISM, and so I'm running right now playing with this, and I'm looking around to see if there's really anything live going on. And it looks like I am live. I'm broadcasting live. I'm looking at it on my iPhone as we talk, and so I'm going to keep talking for a little while and see if anybody really sees that I'm out here. Uh, Now, I'm surprised this came onto my phone. Oh yeah, because I'm jumping back and forth here using the software, and this is where I am right now. I'm exploring the software, and I'm using my iPad online, and it's kind of cool because if there's anybody out there, well, at least I'll know. Uh, so uh, so I have it broadcasting, and I'm just kind of playing around here on the iPad. So if anybody sees this, uh, that's that's going to be pretty cool that I have this to share. And I've done this on YouTube before, but just going not YouTube but Facebook. I've done this on Facebook before, and it I could monitor myself using another computer. Right now, I'm using uh, my iPad to look at this program PRISM and looking at some of the features. And I was watching a YouTube video on how to use this, and the guy that was working with this pretty much said that it was uh, pretty intuitive, especially if, well, I wouldn't say especially if you work with OBS, but the idea that you can the menus are very simple. Once you start opening scenes or you start opening up sources, I found out that, like for me, I recognized some of the terms that were in there already that I didn't have to add. Now, I'm not sure if those terms that I saw were imported from OBS. They might have been imported to OBS and they just defaulted into PRISM when it was set up. Because what I was reading or watching on the video was that uh, this makes it pretty easy to work with. And over here, I find out that there's this chat feature that I'm trying to use, and I'm looking at the feature here. Stream on YouTube is receiving data from the stream, your YouTube. So I see an icon here, and I was, looking at what this icon is. Add a chat source. And so there's a chat source. And so now I can see it. And it's right over here on my screen. You can see it on my screen right now. And this might be, I'm trying to move this around, but add a source, and that would be PRISM chat. And say okay. So I think I'm going to have a separate screen here for PRISM chat, and I think maybe I have to do a little more playing offline, but I'm seeing it here. But the other thing is it's right on top of my this screen, my desktop. So I'm kind of hunting around where I lost the PRISM, and I think maybe what I have to do is go back over here to a source, and if I add this source, it pops up, and it's over here someplace. I just can't figure out where it's at. But that said, I don't see it right now on my computer, so for some reason I'm going to have to figure that out. But it's kind of cool because it's just, you know, it's another media to experiment with. And if anybody's out there, of course, let me know. And we'll see what happens. Like now I'm playing with this online to see what happens. And this is scene 2. But I'm also going to call it chat window. So I'm going to see if it shows up on the monitor here. And yeah, I'm kind of babbling around right now, but the idea is seeing if anybody comes up on the screen. Oh, now I see it on my screen now, but it kind of keeps going away, so I'm not sure what the deal is. But it's kind of fun to play with here. And if you see anything here and you're online, let me know. I think just by flipping between these sources like this, I'm showing that I have a left camera source, scene, and I'm trying to see how to switch between those scenes on the phone. So I have my left camera set up, and I have my scene collection set up, and I'm switching on cut over. So apparently it's doing something. The only thing is I have to figure out how to add my PRISM chat. So I have that added on. I just can't seem to control it right now. So I'm going to detach and see what happens. I'm experimenting here. So this is it seems to be working, and I've kind of babbled on a little bit, but the idea is I'm going back and forth, and I want to show how to use Procreate software to do some drawing, and I think the way to do it right here is like what you see is on the screen. So now I'm going to cut back to Procreate and see if it pops up on my YouTube channel. And I think there's a little bit of lag here, and I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it come on the monitor. Procreate just came up, so I guess they use that word, they call it latency. And Procreate, I want to and you can kind of see it here in the computer, that there's what I'm talking about right here, and that this is a graphics that I was working with. I put YouTube on my one of my channels on OBS, one of my videos that I made and I uploaded. And I'm watching myself and monitoring myself on my phone. And now that you saw that, I'm going to show you. That was a YouTube I downloaded, a YouTube graphics, and I edited it. And then one of the things that I've been doing is restoring a video. I mean, restoring a photograph. And this photograph that you see right here online is something that I edited with actually I used Adobe Photoshop to edit it. And then I pulled it into Procreate just right now to show you the software. Another thing that I did with Procreate, I took a picture of a photo of a frame, and I edited it and cropped it, and then I used this frame to put some of my jewelry in or not jewelry, some of my paintings that I did inside this frame. And I did a YouTube post. I uploaded it on YouTube, and then from YouTube I shared it to Facebook. And so now this is an example of something I edited using Procreate. And then one of the things that I did here is I took another photo that I edited, and I found an older frame that I thought would go with the photograph. And because the photograph was so beaten up and molded, the cardboard was starting to break down. So I thought the best bet was to scan it. I didn't scan it. Actually, I took a photo with my DSLR, and then I started using Adobe Photoshop Pro to edit this. And so the video that I'm working on, that I'm uploading, is to see if I have an audience out there that's interested in anything I'm doing, and maybe they'll want to, come up and say, oh yeah, that I like to learn a little bit more about that. Some of my hobbies is jewelry, making, silversmithing, playing around with different materials. So this next picture that's going to pop up here is a pendant that I made. So later on, I'm thinking of making a short video on how to make a piece of jewelry. And I have one viewer out there, Kyle. Hope he doesn't get mad at me for using his name, but he was giving me some feedback, not through Facebook, but through a friend. And my videos are kind of long and, he didn't say this, but he says they're kind of long. But I figure, this is a leisure time activity for me. I'm playing around with learning how to use the software. I'm trying to keep my brain active, and it breaks a little bit of the monotony for me. And later on, I'll get into more stuff, especially if my channel starts, developing a little bit more. That there's an audience out there that's curious about what I'm doing. Um, so this is a piece of jade. I cut and polished the jade. I set it in silver, and I'm going to show you another piece uh, that I did. Well, I'm going to show you just this pendant here. I cut out the silver. I set the stones, and I didn't like what you see on the left side and the right side, so I cut it out. I cut it out, and I made another pendant, and I'll show you that. So it became another pendant. I think I have it in this right here. It's not showing up. I have it posted on my Facebook Marketplace. It's not showing up. Oh, yeah, it's here. I have a group that I took a picture of, and these I put up for sale at a local gallery. You might be familiar with somebody by the name of Colette Pitcher at Arts and Crafts. Arts and Crafts. No, that's me. I'm Arts and Crafts. Uh, Art Showcase. Jewelry Arts. Art Showcase is the name of it. And this is a pendant that I was talking about that I cut away the left and the right. Oh, I lost it. There it is again. So there it is right there. And that's the pendant that I'm talking about. I cut away this side and this side, and that's what was left. So it's kind of neat about making these presentations right now is that I can actually hopefully find an audience out there that's interested in some of this stuff. This is playing around with Photoshop and Procreate to put together this little ad that I put online, and you can see where I can zoom in like that. And this is amethyst, and this is the back side of this one right here. So I'm gonna put on my marker right here, and this is, I'll go to a smaller tool and undo that. This one right here, oops, still not changing because I have everything pretty big, but this one right here is the front side of what you see right here. Okay, so this right here is that side. And what I do here is I can slide around and show you different parts. So like this one's here on this bottom corner, this pendant, this is a photo. I'm zooming up. You can see the side here that says B. This right here, is right there is the back side, and over here is the front side. And as you see my little tracks that come over here, that's the pendant. So I was trying to let people see what they kind of look like And I felt that this would be a cool way to do it on my Facebook. And so, I can people, if there's anybody interested, I can show you how to do this. And I know there's a lot of videos out there, but it just might be that yours, my channel, gets your attention and you think you might want to look at it. This right here is, I was sketching on paper, and then I decided, well, I'm going to draw on my iPad. And so I did this on my iPad. And what's cool about this piece of paper can get pretty big. Example, even though you're looking at this iPad uh, sheet, where I come over here and just have a blank piece of paper and then I zoom it down, this iPad could represent whatever size you set it at. So on this program, you can come in and on the menu, you can select what you want this piece of paper to be. Like if you want this to be 8 inches, or if you want to convert that to 1080 by, oh, I forgot what the format is, like your screen, 1080 by, I'm blank. Well, let's look at it over here. So you can come over here on the screen, you can click plus, and down here you see all these different sizes, and it's because I put it down. So example, I could set that to be a 4 by 6 inch canvas. So, 6 inches this way, and supposedly that's 4 inches this way. So if you're interested in learning a little bit about these programs, drop me a note. I have bunch of different stuff. I'm just scrolling across to show you engraving. One of my hobbies, engraving. So this right here is a knife I engraved, and I sold it at a local, well, to promote Colette Pictures Art Showcase. She carries a lot of different artists' works down there, and you might want to check it out. So there's another piece of work that I did. It's an engraving, and I set that stone, and this is nickel silver, or what they call German silver. Okay, so I'm just wondering that if this video is running pretty long, but you might be somebody that's interested, and this video is made just for you. Here's some other pieces of jewelry that I've made, and I have them down at Art Showcase. This was the stones that you see around the outside. They're set in sterling silver, and they're what you call flush setting, or like they call it also a gypsy setting, but it's a flush setting. And then in the middle, I threw this piece of coral in there. I cut that coral using a toothpick and cutting it on a diamond wheel. Let's jump to something else to share with you. One of the things I like doing is drawing, and so this idea that you're going to see on the screen now was something that I was thinking of making a stamp out of, a metal stamp. And I didn't get that far. Oop, I hit a button. And so no, I don't want to delete this. But I'm showing you, this was a drawing that I did on the iPad. And this is a variation of that one I showed you with the coral. I decided not to put that piece of obsidian in there. I took it out and put that piece of red coral. So if you think you're interested and you want to chit chat about art and maybe try some different ideas, something you're interested in that maybe I could share with you. This is another knife that I did quite a while back, and I'm learning how to engrave. And again, all this different stuff in itself is a hobby that can get very involved. And the people out there like YouTube audiences and the people that are putting on the YouTube channels, some of them are just awesome. They're very professional, and hopefully mine will get that way. I'll just be like some of them. They've had to do it for a few years, and they hone their skills and they get better at it. So I'm going to leave you with this, maybe this last screenshot of a web page. Well, no, I won't do the web page. I'm just going to leave this shot here of Procreate. If you think you want to, learn a little bit about what I'm doing, we can do it one-on-one. You could tell me what you're interested in, that I'm working on, that you think I could, you might want to know how I did it. I'll share it with you. And then I'll be putting some videos on that I've done from time to time and edit them and change them up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'm going to see how long this video was. Again, this is the first time I've used this software, and they said it would, it had a learning curve, but nowhere like OBS. OBS is fun, but it's like anything else you're learning how to do. It's quite involved. So thank you, and I'll say adios.